Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I am finally filming a new episode of the 100 Beer Challenge. I'm just reading my notes here now, and it's episode 15 of the challenge, and it's the second beer from around the Caribbean area. After Banksy's from Barbados, that was a beer I really liked. Well, today we're reviewing and tasting Red Stripe, quite a well-known beer. If you know already, it's from Jamaica. It's a Jamaican lager, and it's a beer I have tried a few times. I haven't tried it recently, and the only time I have really tried it is been in nightclubs. It seems to be a nightclub beer, this, especially in the town where I'm from. So it's normally sold overpriced, £5 a can, and it doesn't tend to be the coldest, so it's not the most pleasurable of experiences with this beer. But, I'm looking forward to just trying it today. In my own, environment, nice and chilled. And let's see how it is. Cheers, folks. As I said on the title at the start of the video, it is a pale lager which is 4.7% ABV. And it's a lager that was first introduced into Jamaica at the year 1928, which makes it almost 100 years old. And they were first brewed by a company that are located in Kingston. And that company are called Desnos and Geddes. I apologise for the mispronunciations, perhaps on some on some of these things that I say in this video. They are now Guinness Brewing Worldwide, a company actually now known as Diageo. They've acquired a controlling interest in Desnos and Geddes, and they're also brewed in Netherlands as well, and that's by the Heineken Brewery. So yeah, it's a worldwide thing. It's a very, very well-known beer. Everyone's seen that logo. It's a very, very well-known beer there. But yeah, we'll get into actually talking about some of the aromas and some of the taste notes as well of this beer, and we'll get to try it then, shall we? Right then, guys, time to try the beer. I was quite intrigued as to a few of the things I actually read on the internet. It's meant to have quite a sweet aroma. And this is what interested me the most. It's meant to have a bit of like an apple aroma as well. Yeah, I'm getting that. It's not as appley as, you'd say cider was, of course. I mean, it is a lager after all, but there is definitely a hint of maybe, this sweet, like, fruit, Yeah, definitely a bit of apple there, and the taste intrigues me as well. Obviously, it's quite a sweet lager. There's a healthy carbonation too. I'm just reading my notes again. And you get through the beer and you notice there is a slight hoppiness to it as well. But I think the overall, flavour of the flavour is a sweetness, I nearly spilt it on my desk there. The famous beer glass making an appearance again. Now, that is a very, very pale colour, and that is as to be expected, of course, but what type of lager it is. It is a pale lager. Massive head there. Let's just wait for that to settle. It's a good job I'm not a barman, isn't it? I'll be getting the sack. Look at that. It's a 3-finger head there. It's a nice white colour foam. It's very clean looking. There's the healthy carbonation. You can see plenty of bubbles in that. It's a lovely pale colour there. And again, you could smell that apple a little bit. There's a little bit of hoppiness. I wouldn't really describe it as like a malty smell. But no, it's got that sweetness to it, and I'm looking forward to trying it now. Settle down a bit now. Let's put a bit more lager in it. How does that look? I would still get sacked as a barman, wouldn't I? But there we go. Let's give it a try. Ooh. Ooh. It's meant to have a fuller flavour than lagers that are similar style to it, compared to other pale lagers. It's meant to have a fuller flavour. I must admit I have tried other pale lagers with probably a little bit more flavour in this, if I am being honest. It's nice and refreshing. It's one of those beers you could probably binge and have a few of. Again, I'd recommend having this in the summertime. It's a summertime lager. You could, have this in a bucket of ice on the beach. It does make you think of Jamaica. It's a nice, like, summery beer. The overwhelming factor of this flavour is the sweetness you get. I'm struggling to note, there is a little bit of hoppiness, but I wouldn't really say that's a factor in the flavour. It's there in the background as such. Those that enjoy flavour in their beer and they wanna taste different taste notes, this probably won't be the beer for you. This won't be the lager for you. There are lagers with a few more contrasting flavours. I like it personally, purely because of how refreshing it is. You could quite easily have a few of these. I quite like that in a lager sometimes. The burps are coming now, I do apologise. The aroma it doesn't really match with the taste. You can't really taste the apple in it. That must be an aroma and not a taste. I'm going to pour myself a bit more in. May as well put the whole can in. And I'm surprised it hasn't really made me want to burp loads, which is good because it proves it's not too gassy. It has got that healthy carbonation. It isn't too carbonated. It's just, you can feel it, it's a nice refreshing amount of carbonation. The head of it's a nice cloudy feel. It isn't too foamy. You can drink through the foam. Very likeable if you want a refreshing beer. But as I said, if you want a lager that has contrasting flavours and different taste notes, I wouldn't recommend this. But if you want a beer to cool you down after a hard day in the sun, this is just the beer I'd go for. I'm thinking about buying a few of these for next time it's sunny. It's got a full mouthfeel. It isn't hazy at all. It's just a bog standard lager. And that's what it is. It makes it brilliant for what it is. It's one of those beers that don't try and faff around, experimenting with the flavours. It's a bog standard, refreshing lager, and it will be very enjoyable. Here you go, that's the can finish. That's just a load of froth there. That's just my poor barmanship. But anyway, let's just get into the rating for this beer. And it's going to be a bit of a hard one to rate because it does have that something different about it. It's just so refreshing. The flavours don't overwhelm the beer. It just has that lagery taste. I'm going to give it a 7.5, which is a bit middle ground, really. There's nothing to dislike about it. It just lacks that flavour, and I do like a beer with flavour. But say if I was, rating it on refreshingness, I would give this a 10 easy. Anyway, guys, let's get scratching the board, shall we? I think there's the beer chart that I've been working on for the whole of this series. And here's the red stripe logo. There we go. It's the famous red stripe logo there. And it's on a row, which is filling up quite quickly. And there we go. That was episode 15 of the 100 Beer Challenge. Watch again for the next episodes. And thank you, guys. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye.